Let's create an artwork that uses opposite or complementary colors and emotions. The first step to creating our artwork is to divide our paper into 6 squares. Using a tracer like this one is probably the easiest way to do it. So line your tracer up on the corner of your paper and then use a pencil to draw the lines that are not against the edge of the paper. Do this again right underneath, line it up to the edge and the line you just made with your pencil, and then add another line with your pencil to finish that square. Keep doing that for the entire paper. Other ways that you could divide your paper into 6 squares include folding the paper or using a ruler, but using a tracer is probably the easiest way. The next step for our project is to add circles inside our squares. You can use a circle tracer like this one, or you can find something that's a circle and trace it, or you could try just drawing a circle freehand. Using a tracer or an object that is a circle is probably the easiest way to do this, and you'll get all the same circles in all 6 squares. Let's start coloring in our artwork. We're going to begin with the very first square and color that square in red. We are not coloring in the circle though, just the background behind the circle with the color red. It can be helpful to start by going over the line around the edge of the square and also the line around the circle. That way we know that we're coloring in the space in between that and not the circle itself and not outside the square. Next, we're going to start with the color yellow, and we're going to skip over one of the squares and move to the square that's in the right top corner and color that square with our yellow tempera paint stick. Our next square is going to be the middle square on the bottom, and we are going to color that one in blue. Remember not to color in the circle and not to color outside of the square. Do you notice something about the colors we have? We have red, yellow, and blue, and those are the primary colors. Now we want to start thinking about color opposites. So on the color wheel, we want to consider what color would be opposite red, and that is green. So we're going to color the square that's underneath the red square with green. Now let's look at the color opposite blue on the color wheel. Opposite blue on the color wheel is going to be orange. We're going to color the square that's above the blue square with orange. That leaves just one more square. So we're going to look at the color that is opposite yellow on the color wheel, and that is going to be purple. We're going to color the last square purple. You may notice a few other things about our colors. Our top row of colors are red, orange, and yellow, and those are warm colors. Our bottom row is green, blue, and purple, and those are cool colors. Let's go over our opposite colors one more time. As we're coloring in the circles, we're going to color the circle the opposite color that we square. So for the first one, we color the square red, which means we're coloring in the circle the opposite color, or green. Underneath that, in the green square, we're going to color it the opposite color again, and the opposite color in the green square is going to be red. Next, let's look at the orange square. The opposite color of orange is blue, so the circle that's inside the orange square is going to be blue. Underneath that is the blue square. The opposite of blue is orange, so we're going to color that circle orange. Let's look at the yellow square. The opposite of yellow is purple, so we're going to color the circle that's inside the yellow square purple. Finally, we have the purple square. The opposite of purple is yellow, so we're going to color the circle that's inside the purple square yellow. Now that we've finished coloring in all of our opposite colors, did you know that another word for opposite colors is complementary colors? That's right, these are also complementary colors. Now it's time to turn our circles into emojis. We're going to use a permanent black marker to do that. Think about what colors you think might represent different feelings. Your opinion of what color might mean happy could be different than somebody else's opinion of what color might mean happy, and that's okay. For me, in this example, I'm going to choose yellow to be my happy color, and I'm going to add a smiling face to my yellow circle. Next, I've decided to use red to represent the feeling of being angry. But again, you might think a different color would represent angry, or you might think red might represent a different feeling. Your art is your own, and it doesn't have to match anybody else's. Next, I'm going to work on my blue circle, and for me, I'm going to make blue a sad face. You might make blue a different emotion or feeling, or you might think another color should be a sad feeling. It's really up to you what you want to do for your art. The next feeling I want to represent is surprised, and of the colors I have left, I kind of think that orange might be the most surprised color. You could pick a different feeling for orange, or you could pick a different color for surprised. I have just 2 colors left, and this time I think I want to represent the feeling of calm. For me, calm is going to be purple. You might pick a different color for calm, or you might pick a different feeling for purple. You can do it whatever way you want. My final color is green. I think for green, I want to do the feeling of being silly or silliness. So that's what I'm going to do for mine with the tongue sticking out. You might pick something else for green, a different feeling, or you might have used silly for another color. Really, you can make anything you want with your artwork. Now that we're finished, we have all of our opposite or complementary colors, and we have a whole bunch of feelings represented on our emoji faces.